And I think that's about it. And I think here we go. Welcome everybody on Twitch, YouTube land. Welcome back to D&D Lite. My name is Graham. I am your DM and your master of game. And joining me again today is Lyric, played by Melissa, our elf bard. This is where you say hi or wave, or
Hi.
you can go a
I'm
little.
waving. It's just a little behind.
It's a little behind. Okay.
Hold on,
And
hold on.
there you go.
Hi.
There's the queen wave. You knew she was Elvish royalty somehow. Also joining us today, playing the role of Drake, our OP barbarian, is once again Dylan. You see, he's already role playing. He's being very stoic, and he's not actually talking or saying anything. So you can tell he's already in character. And of course, the blurry man on the screen again, playing the role of Matt, is Drake.
Hello.
And I just love it when he says that the way he does. Hello. And I am very, very happy to introduce. We do have a little cast change here. Joining us to play the role of Boz Torkel, our good dwarf paladin, is Mike.
Hello, all.
I don't know if you want to say anything, introduce yourself. One thing, could you please change your name at the bottom to your character name? From
Yeah, probably. If I'm smart
absolutely.
enough, I will.
I definitely take you as smart enough. And
Should we go ahead and roll for HP
haven't
for
even
those
got
of us that level up?
haven't even got there yet, dude. Chill out. We will get there. All right, there we go. And yep, I think Dylan might have spoiled the surprise, but
Oh, sorry, I didn't know it was a surprise.
well, I think it was, but I was trying to hold it off to the end of the week. But yes, it is ding ding. Some people in our group have leveled. Unfortunately, that does not apply to you, Matt. Died, and unfortunately,
I
that
knew it.
just did not happen. But
I died. You killed me.
well, it
Whose
happens.
fault is it really? Who's getting the blame here?
Okay, Lyric, you have hit level 2. Drake, you have hit level 2. And, ironically, Mike, the man leading the group in XP,
Haven't done
ha-
nothing yet.
has also leveled. I think we're just going to go alphabetically. Mr. Boz.
How did he
If you-
level? Yes, sir. I feel scammed.
Mr. Boz, if you want to go ahead, roll your 1d10 plus your constitution modifier, which is 2, so that's 1d10 plus 2. And go ahead, roll that for your HP, sir. And good luck to you, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. I'll take that.
Holy moly. You go up to 9, you go up to 31 HP, sir. Very nice. And now for your mana, that's going to be 1d4 plus 1. So let's add on some mana to this.
Come on. Here we go.
Holy
go.
moly! Wow. Awesome rolls there from Boz, leading the way right there.
Slow and steady.
Wow, that is pretty phenomenal, dude. Okay, and Mr. Drake, I believe it's going to be 1d12 plus 3 for you, sir. Big time HP for the barbarian. You gain
Or
9.
not.
Oh,
Come
that's not terrible. That's average. That's average. That's 9. So you go up to 34, sir. Also, Furious Charge is enabled. Boz, you get your level 2 spells. Lyricus Bard, you are just 1d6, ma'am. You don't have a Constitution modifier, so it's just 1d6 for your HP.
All right, give me a sec.
No, not a problem. Take your time.
I'm having just a slight bit of lag. Did it?
That's going to be 6. Wow. You gain full HP there. Man, Lyric and Boz leading the way. Lyric, now it's time for you to roll for your mana. That's 1d4 plus 1 for some more mana for you. 4 mana, 13. Absolutely. Absolutely. You gain 1d4 plus 1. And
For sure.
there's something else I wanted to do before we actually start the show. Let's see here. Actually, you know what? Drake in the last episode didn't get a chance to actually do very much, but one of the things he did do, and I thought it was just absolutely awesome, was he drew this wagon and also this cut off head and these blood splatters, and I thought this was absolutely great. And I didn't actually show it on stream during the episode, so I want to at least see. I mean, you can tell he put some time into this. These horses right here. And over here, you can very clearly see that's the decapitated head that Drake just swung right by and cut off in one shot. And a bunch of and that bee is unfortunate where Boz fell unconscious again because he, let someone shoot him in the back over and over again. And that's about it. Let's see. Up a roll 20 overlay.
Just
And
let the paintbrush take over there. You can tell.
Oh,
Just went with the music in its head.
Absolutely. We are just going to do just a little quick recap of what happened in our last episode for anybody that missed it. There might be a few, you never know. In our last episode, the group finally getting out of that cave, grabbing that mysterious egg and placing in the wagon, was desperately trying to get back to town. Roth was driving them hard through the desert when they were attacked by some savage bandits. Another epic battle took place. Unfortunately, in the battle, although there were some epic heroics from Drake and Lyric, Boz fell unconscious. The group had to let the egg just get away. The group then found themselves stranded in the desert. The one thing they did pick up was a half orc. They actually found out these bandits were half orc, and they were able to capture him. After some trials and tribulations, they decided to torture this half orc, at one point burning his balls. And actually, they tortured him to death. So they didn't actually gain.
My paladin was standing there.
Yeah, I don't know what came over you, boss. I have no clue what made you just sit right back and let that happen. But, yep, and then the group finally, after discovering Roth's magic compass that he was using to navigate through the wastelands, found themselves in a town. And that town was run by a very, very big man. And after a little bit of a tense moment, Boz was able to basically talk his way out. Very astute of you, Boz. Talk his way out of a very tense situation that could have gone a completely different way. And the group just basically is plowing through. We left off with Drake talking to the big man once again, trying to see the wizard. And I think that is about where we are actually going to pick up in terms of our roleplay. So, me and Drake are sitting up by the table. Boz and Matt are in the back as well with Lyric. Matt is, of course, at the table, and he's going for it again, folks. He is getting drunk in the
what do
corner.
you mean with again? I never stopped.
I think you stopped for a second when you went outside with the group and came back in, but you might have just been drinking from the camel then. So, we're going to get right back in the conversation.
That didn't sound very good.
His lump is like whiskey.
Matt actually gives his camel whiskey as well. So that camel's hump is full of whiskey as well. So
I came up with a name for the horse.
Well, you're gonna have to write it to me in your backstory. I know I said to other people, if you wanted to add on a little bit to your backstory, try to get some more roleplay XP, you can do that.
Well, when I told you about naming the horse, you said I could tell you the name I came up for it in stream.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could work it into roleplay. You could say, hey, I'm stroking the horse, and it's like, hey there, Betsy, how are you doing today, girl? You could do something like that. You could work it in. Anyway, let's hop right back into game. I don't want to spend too much time on game mechanics or other things. So, you're in conversation with the big man, and I believe the last thing he said was, I believe you're a little bit confused. Man you saw before was my priest. I don't have me an alchemist, but I do have a wizard. Would you like to see my wizard?
Yeah, if he's around.
I think you are definitely confused. It is not so much if you want to see the wizard. It's whether or not the wizard wants to see you. Why don't we just find out if he wants to see you? And then you see the big man once again just... He pounds 3 times on the wall behind him. And a few seconds pass, and nothing happens. And all of a sudden, that door behind the big man just creaks on open. And then the big man looks at you and he says, well, looks like the wizard wants to see you. And then he motions with his hand.
All right. Now I'll get up and go in.
You get up and go in. Okay. As
We
you're
fuck
passing the big man, he says to you, when you come to the turn right. Don't go left. Drake, you enter, and then the door just shuts all by itself behind you. And you are immersed in total darkness. And I'd just like to switch back to the rest of the group. Lyric, Boz, Matt, what do you guys want to do?
Well, I was going to try to follow him, but since the door's shut, I guess
Oh,
we can't.
Lyric, you try to follow him? Okay, so the door basically shuts at this point, and Lyric, you try to just kind of go on up. You are immediately stopped by one of the guards there with that big two-handed axe, and he puts it right in front of you.
Am I
And
there?
yeah, you're in the same area too. And then
Okay.
you hear the guard say, "It's one at a time for the big man." You know that. You know the rules here. And you see the big man just shaking his head.
Are we auditioning for stripper to be a stripper? What's going on here? I stepped
Well-
next. We're in town still.
Yeah, you're in the bar area. I mean, it's not even a bar. This is like a makeshift kind of bar area. There is an area you see with the liquor, with the bottles, everything.
Well, I have a couple things that I need to do. I need to get different armor, and I need to get water. But I know we're taking care of this right now. I don't
Okay,
want to leave them.
So, Boz,
So-
you want to head over back to the trading post to see if you can get yourself some new armor?
I'd like,
Yes.
if you were going to do that,
Okay.
that we split up
Alright.
the loot according to cuts. That's
Un-
three-way split.
Yeah, the thing is, you're really going to have to do that in game. I really can't do that like off stream or off camera or whatever, because I mean, there's always a possibility a character decides to screw you, especially one that is not of good or lawful good variety. They may choose to just lie to you about gold amounts. They may choose to do whatever they want with it. So that is something you are going to have to handle in game. And you've already said you go down into the basement area there, Drake. So,
Yeah, I know.
Boz, we'll stick with you, Boz. So you exit the bar, you head across the street to the trading post, and you head on inside. And once again, the old man that just been there with you, he greets you very kindly again, sir. And he says, "How are you doing again, you small fella? I mean,
Alright.
you ran out of here in such a hurry. I didn't think you were interested in anything I had to sell you."
Well, I've had a change of heart.
Oh, you
Actually,
have?
a change of mind.
Oh, wow.
No longer feel I need this bone armor, and I really don't believe a skull mask helmet is the type of image I'm trying to deliver around these in these parts.
That'd
So-
be very interesting. I mean, well, I did believe I showed you this chainmail last time you were in here before you took off in such a big hurry. It does tougher than normal chainmail. Is that the kind of thing you would be interested in now, or is there something else that you might like?
Indeed, something shiny and valiant, and something people will know that I'm coming, that I mean business.
Oh, man, I think you might be looking for even tougher stuff than that. I
Indeed.
do have a set of plate armor. It is much tougher, I can just see, than what you have on right now. It's not magical, mind you, but it is plate armor and pretty tough. And the only problem is I'm not sure it is fit for a man of, shall we say, your imposing stature. It might need to be fit for you.
Mended. We need
little-
some mending.
A little
I happen
tuck
to be
here.
a master.
Oh,
of
you
mending.
are? Well, that's
I believe so.
that
can-
is very
If I
advantageous.
could borrow your forge, possibly, if I could purchase this. I have the bone mold, the mask, and these bracers that I don't need.
Mhm.
I don't want. So I would like to get full plate. I'll mend it myself if that's possible.
Okay. Well, that's actually
And
pretty advantageous because our gentleman who usually handles that kind of thing is away on business right now. So
well,
there is just about 2 doors down.
his loss, my friend.
If you wanted to come 2 doors down, I mean, you'd be happy. I'll open up his place for you, and for a nominal fee, of course, I'll let you use the facilities.
I am at your service.
All right, absolutely. And he goes into the back for a little bit, and then he comes back, and you can see immediately he's almost stressing the weight of this armor. We're talking about a pretty old guy here right now. And then he basically just, and then he plops it right down on the table for you. And you notice, of course, it is plate armor, boss. I mean, you don't really notice anything tremendously remarkable about it.
It's not extremely dented or
No, it looks
all right.
it looks
Little polishing.
slightly worn, but it's
Right.
not anything that a man of your kind of quality couldn't really
Of
take
my
care of.
smithing. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean you're used to, of course, much finer stuff, but I mean you
This will
definitely
do.
missed the plate. Okay, um, I think it's about time we negotiate on price, unless of course you have anything interesting to trade.
Well, as I said, I have the bone mold armor.
Alright.
Bone armor, actually.
Can you imagine? I'm not tremendously interested in bone armor. I mean, also you notice this blown armor is also like slashed part way. I mean, it's got cobalt blood on it. I mean, this
Yeah,
is
with a little dressing up though. This is rare armor for
uh,
these parts.
it's
You don't
man,
see bone mold armor every day worn by a dwarf. I mean, this is
I don't see a dwarf every day. I think before
as I
you
say.
we only had one patron that was a dwarf. Oh,
But as you
I
can
don't
see,
think
we
I
can come
would
through.
trade this fine set of plate armor for that bone. I mean, I would be generous to you, and if you want to really get it off your hands, I would maybe throw you a gold. How does that sound for you, for your bone armor?
Well, how much is the plate? We never talked about that.
Eh, And hold on one second there, guys. Second, let me just that up. It
While
is
this
the same.
exchange is going on, Graham, I leave the bar and head towards Boz's direction.
Okay, so you're heading towards in with the into the trading post.
The
That's
trading.
absolutely false.
Yeah.
Yeah, he immediately tells you price about. I would say it's about fair price for this armor. Is a little worn and all. Be about 100 gold. I think it's a fair price. I realize it's
Mm,
not fit to you, but you should
I
have no
gotta, I
problem
gotta
taking care of that. And I would say
pay.
if you would pay a nominal fee of maybe another 10 gold, say, for the use of the forge and the facilities, I'm sure you could have that banged out in no time.
Well, all right. Well, how about my bracers? And I put my bracers up there, and they're all shiny,
You put the
of
bracers down.
magical properties.
You put down the bracers, and immediately you see his eyes go.
I can see the
And
twinkle.
then and
I don't know.
then, out from underneath the corner, he takes out this box, and he puts it right down on the table, and he opens them up. And then he takes out this pair of goggles, and he puts them right over his eyes, and he begins to take a look. And he says, "Yes, yes, indeed, I would be very interested in procuring this item for you if you are willing to part with it. Is there anything in particular I could trade you for it? I did mention some other items to your companions, that elf and that rather large man with the scar on his face. I mean, I don't even believe I got to show you the last two items because you ran out of here in such a big hurry."
Well, as you know, I already want the full plate. So if you, and I know this item is much more, worth much more than the full plate.
You
So if
are a
we could look
man
at
of
your other items,
discerning intellect, sir.
I
Discerning
do.
intellect.
If we could look at your other items, maybe we can make a deal.
Well, I showed you the chainmail. You didn't seem too interested. A man interested in plate mail is probably not interested in this set of leather gloves. I think you'd be wearing something a little tougher than that.
Yes.
Lyric, at this point, I mean, you would about walk in the door. So you would about hear
Okay.
like the last sentence. So you were there with Boz now. And let's see. I do happen to have this absolutely trusty war pick. And I'll have you know it hits harder and truer than a normal war pick. If that is the kind of thing you might be interested to. Lastly but not least, I do have a bona fide magical pair of reading spectacles. And I can tell you that with these spectacles, you will be able to read any language. You simply put them on, and the words transform right before your eyes. I mean, say you. I mean, you obviously must speak the dwarven language. You probably read it. You look like an
Indeed.
astute man.
Indeed.
But
Indeed.
say your elf friend here, and say you were trying to learn Elven from her, or wanted to read Elven. With these glasses, you wouldn't even have to. You could put them right on, see it right now. I
Hmm.
wonder if I could interest you in either one of these items and possibly making an exchange.
Well, I stroked my beard.
Okay, you stroke that nice, thick orange beard of yours.
Yes, dark orange.
Very
And
dark.
I
Lyric,
look
feel
at
free. You
lyric
can jump in at any moment as well if you want to.
and say, "Do you feel like we
I'm
have a
just I'm
need
just
for these?"
listening.
Okay.
I ask you directly. Do you feel like we have a need for these?
I don't know. He showed them to us before. How much is he asking? How much are you asking?
I don't think it's a trade more than a.
Oh yes, sir.
It's that
The name
that
of this
plus my
place.
full plate now. Let's
The
don't
the name of
forget
this place is not the buy-in post, and it's not the selling post. The name of this place is the trading post, and that is for good reason.
So this is
I
for the
would
bracers.
I think I
that.
would be more than happy to trade you both the plate and any one of the magical items I have in exchange for those bracers. I can
What
just
type of?
tell somehow that they are
I don't know what
of
type of
particular
armor Lynx
interest.
wear. What type of gloves was those? The leather gloves.
They were leather gloves. I believe I described them to your friend here last time. They make you more agile and dexterous
Dexterous.
than ever.
Do we have
Uh,
need for those?
for a character like you, Boz, probably
Not me. I
not.
know not me. I know not me. I'm talking about. I'm talking to lyric.
Yeah, I probably would. It was what plus what to Dex? I
You
don't
would not
remember.
know what the item does in
Let's
terms
ask
of
him.
it
I
unless you
what
actually
what
put
does
it
these
on.
items? Okay, he doesn't know as well.
Oh no. Well, he
All right.
probably does know, but he's gonna put it in terms of
I'm not
game
gonna.
terms, in terms of role play.
All right. Well,
So,
Okay.
I'll pick them up and I'll put them on and see what they are and see if he's
oh,
trying to scam us or not.
I think most of our deals are a little more, how we say, more of
Honest.
a reciprocate. If you would allow me to say, try on these bracers, I would be more than happy to let your fine lady. Is this your lady, by the way, sir? Put
She
on
is
this
under
set
my
of
guard.
gloves.
Under my guard. She can try them. I put the
Okay.
bracers already up there.
He immediately puts the braces on his wrist, and you see him go. And all of a sudden, this is a man with a little bit of a hunch. He's feeling kind of weak. All of a sudden, you just see him stand right up
Ah,
and then say, "Yes, indeed, sir. I do see the appeal of these bracers. I'm surprised you want to part with them."
Hmm. That's why I'm feeling that they may be worth more than just one of these magical items.
Oh, I think I'm making you a generous deal, sir. I always try to be generous with the patrons that come in and visit us here at the Trading Post.
Well, let me ask you
My
this:
prices are always more than reasonable.
a shiny helmet. You don't have that. Do I see any helmets? Because remember, I don't want the skull mask helmet. I don't want that.
Well, it depends on you. If you remember, the skull mask was magical. That's the
Was it?
thing.
What?
I
I'm
was just
sorry.
gonna say.
What did
Yeah.
it do? I'm sorry.
It
So you had a
That would change
vision.
my opinion on that skull mask real quick.
well,
You had a vision when you put it on.
Okay. Well, I must have missed that
oh,
vision. I guess
okay.
we could talk
Well,
about
I
that
mean,
later.
yeah, absolutely. We
Okay.
can talk about
All
that
right.
later. But the
No
helmet
problem.
is magical, so it
It
actually
is
does give you
magical.
+1.
I'll keep it. I'll keep it
You
then.
want to keep the skull mask?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll keep that.
So, sir, can I say we have a deal? And I will even throw in the use of the forge for
Ah,
free.
there you go.
And he reaches out literally to shake your hand. Oh, Lyric, you didn't try on the gloves.
Yeah.
Did you
No,
No,
you
you
she
said he
said.
put.
you put them on?
Yeah, she said that.
Okay. Well, immediately, yeah, you realize they are +1 to Dex. The gloves are +1 to Dex. So, for a character like you, Lyric, it would actually change your plus hit from +3 to +4, and then it would actually raise your AC from 15 to 16 because of the
Sweet.
extra Dex. So, I mean, for you, it is a pretty big boost.
And now I'm shiny,
I
which is
mean,
what I like.
you have to fit it first, and
Well, that's coming up next.
okay, well, all right. So
Soon,
so he
soon
reaches
enough.
out to shake your hand. A handshake seals all good deals here,
And
sir.
I meet his hand.
Absolutely. I am very pleased to shake
Give
your
him
hand.
a dwarven
Absolutely.
shake.
Okay, so you basically pick up the armor. You realize that that armor weighs 50 pounds, so you have to add another 10 pounds to your sheet. Oh, I've got some kind of background here. Echo.
Yes.
Okay. So you have to add another 10 pounds to your sheet. You go to 50, and you can still carry 17, thanks to a gain in strength that you might have just gotten in between shows. And at this point, he pulls out this large key ring, just a bunch of keys on it, from beneath his
Okay.
waist, and then he's said, "Right this way." But you notice this time he's
Which
moving much faster. He's still got these bracers on. He feels. You can tell there's a certain spry in his step that hasn't been there for quite a long time. So he's
Sweet.
walking out, and it's you both walk out with him, I assume.
Yes.
mhm.
He
I
locks the
follow.
front door of his shop, and he goes down about 2 doors over, and you notice there's a chain with a padlock, and he clicks it on open, opens on up the doors, and he says, "I'm afraid I don't know much about smithing and armoring and
I go
forging and stuff, but
I go right to it.
you go right to
Start.
it. All
Yeah,
right,
I go in,
that sounds like you're
loading up the
using your
furnace,
dwarf
stoking the
ability here.
fire.
This is an easy alteration. This is not like forging gear or repairing a magical item or
Right.
anything. So I'm gonna let you do this. I'm gonna have you roll that d20 plus your int, and if you roll anything other than a 1, I will let you finish this and get it done before nightfall because we're still in the afternoon. I will let you do it that
Okay.
fast. So just roll your d20 plus your intelligence.
+1.
No, actually, it's your
Right?
full
No, zero.
intelligence, so it is d20 plus 12. So
Oh, plus
we'll see if
12.
you get it
Okay.
banged out or not.
Come on, baby.
If you roll a 1, though, it might take you till
Look at that.
morning.
It was close. It
Oh
was
my
close.
gosh, you rolled it too. Okay, okay,
I
He
yeah.
burned
finishes
myself a
in
couple
14
times.
minutes.
I
I got
know.
a couple burns on my hands
It's
from that.
it is gonna take a little bit more time than 14 minutes, but I mean, you realize the forge is also cold. You got to warm this thing up. It's gonna take a little bit of time, and it's a small forge, but you're probably gonna have to work straight through this to get this done by nightfall, so you can get to sleep. 'Cause I am assuming you
Sweet.
What
probably want to get
magical
to sleep.
item did we trade for?
My
The
bracers.
gloves.
Was it just
Yeah, it was bracers straight up for his plate mail, use of the forge,
What
and
about the bone
also
mold? He took the bone
okay?
mold off my hands. I
oh
think
the
he's gonna
the
give
the
me.
bone armor that's like on your
Yeah,
chest and
he's
your
gonna
arms
give
and
me.
stuff.
Yeah,
No,
he's gonna give me
you
one
you you
gold or
didn't.
something.
You wanted the 1 goal for it.
Nah, I'm not tripping. But does
I mean, you
anybody
can.
else in the group need that? Would you like to be
I
boned?
don't think anyone's small enough to wear it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
was
a good
taken
point.
off that
I could
cobalt
offer
leader
it.
who was like over 4 feet tall, like a little over 4 feet. So,
Oh, really?
and you really can't like reforge bone armor. It's like it's not.
Hot. You can have the high water pants on.
Yeah, yeah, that really wouldn't work too well for you.
Where there's
All
a
right,
hot pan.
so Boz is going to be
It's like a
busy.
halter top, a bone halter top.
So I'm guessing at this bit,
Transmog.
yeah, Boz is going to be busy basically all night here trying to get his armor straightened out. Lyric, what do you do? The gentleman, of course, is still next to you. He's heading back to his shop and says, "Is there anything I can do for you, young miss? I mean, I've never made a deal with an
Well,
elf before. I'd be eager to make my first."
I'm gonna go back to my horse and get Roth's war pick and his crossbow
Okay.
and take it back to him and see what he.
Okay, so you go to your horse. The man, of course, opens up his shop, of course, again, goes on in. And you just come on in and bring these items in.
Yeah.
And, okay, you set him down on the table. And once again, you see this man. Just give me one little moment there, ma'am. And you see him taking out his goggles again, putting them on. He's taking a look, and then you just see his face go, I'm afraid these items are well worn. I mean, I'm not even sure they qualify as antiques. Um, I would take them off your hands. I mean, for maybe a few silver if you're desperate, ma'am.
I asked him if he has any arrows.
Oh yes, he definitely has some arrows. I mean, he has ammunition right behind. He can just go into the other room, comes back. If you ask for arrows, he picks out some arrows right there.
How much
I think it's
for
just going to be
arrows?
the standard price here for arrows, of course. Oh well, there's also going to be a little bit of inflation because of the area that you are in. Let me just take a look. Let's see, for arrows here in terms of ammunition. Let's see, weapon. Yeah, he is going to charge you about 2 gold pieces for 30 arrows. Depends if you want more than that, you know. They don't weigh
Hey,
that much either. They weigh like 3 pounds a piece, so you could
we
carry
could
more
trade my
arrows.
bone
No,
bolt.
I.
I don't need that no more. So that's 1 gold piece.
Well, you're not there anymore. You're in the forge,
That's
Yeah,
so
right.
you're busy
you're
forging.
yeah, you're
That's
going to
the
be there
point.
probably all night long doing
All right.
that to get it done by the
I
night.
know I'm
No,
fine.
you,
I
you
need
don't
the
need to say you're
arrows.
sorry. You know, don't worry about it.
Okay, well, that's out of character. Occasionally, you hear me cursing in Dwarven
The,
because I rolled so low. I'm burning my hands. I'm, I'm losing embers underneath the stuff. I'm about to burn the place down. Ridiculous.
Fortunately,
All
not
right,
many
so two
people are
gold
there in
Like to
town, so no
play
one's there to
anyways.
notice.
But you can hear me. You can hear me. I'm cursing.
Okay, well, what do you want to do there, Larry?
I'll take the arrows. I need them anyway.
Okay, so we're gonna add another 30 arrows to your character sheet. Not a problem. 30 arrows minus 2 gold for that. So now you are. Oh,
And
you still have
I'll
a ton load
just,
of gold. So just to let you know, so that is
yeah,
not
I
going to
know.
affect you in any way whatsoever.
Well, I don't have no need for the war pick or the crossbow, and I think we already discussed nobody else wanted them, if I remember correctly. But I will hold on to them and ask anybody else in group if they want them before I get rid of them.
Okay. I mean, do you have any other thing you want to bring up with him, or is that basically about it? Or and then hold on. The man pulled out his goggles, right? Oh
Hmm.
yes, he puts on his goggles and he takes, even though he does look specifically at the war pick and the crossbow, he happens to glance up in your direction. He says, "I'm not really interested in this war pick or this crossbow, but I do believe there may be something on your person to which I might have a little bit of interest. Seems to be an object in your backpack. Perhaps a wad or a wand."
I ask him how he can see in my backpack.
These little goggles here of mine are just not for reading, ma'am. They help me determine if a item is of particular interest.
All right, well, I'll take it out and show it to him.
Okay, so you whip out
See
your
what he
rod and show
says.
it to him. Okay. And
Yeah.
immediately his eyes are, dazzled by the size of your rod.
This would
So,
have been
yeah.
creepy if you were a man.
Yeah, I know. It totally would have. So, yeah, he takes a look at the rod and he says, "May I, ma'am? May I hold your rod?"
I just wave a hand at him, trying not to
Do you hand him
hit
the
him in the
rod or do
face.
you just.
I will tell him he can look at it, but I'm not sure if I want to
Okay.
sell it.
Yeah, if this was
Sell
you,
it.
if this had been Corwin, this conversation would be really weird right now. this would have been really bizarre. Um, I'm not a wizard per se. I'm not a magic user. As you see, I'm just an ordinary shopkeep. But an item like that might indeed be of value to a certain magic user I know in town. I'd be happy to take that off your hands. I would be as well willing to exchange you perhaps a magical item. I know that the big tall fellow you were here with earlier had a lot of interest in those reading spectacles. He took a good long look at them. If that's the kind of thing you'd be interested in, I think I could be willing to part with them in exchange for, say, that wand. Unless, of course, you are a magic user yourself and have use of it.
I lean close and I say, well, who's this magic person that's interested? Maybe I'll just talk to him directly. Or her.
Oh, I'm afraid that.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that would be my business there.
Right.
As you know, my client list
Right.
is
That's
confidential.
what I want. You know, on Google.
Oh, hey,
Google
Mike.
Well,
Hangout,
Yeah,
so
Mike, we
I
can
click the
totally hear
button.
you in conversation. Just to let
I
you know.
take the wand back and stick it back in my
have
back
to,
pen
like,
and I
you
say,
have to mute your
too
mic.
bad.
Oh,
Thank you.
and he
sorry.
says, "Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. We couldn't work out a deal. I hope you will find business elsewhere that suits your pleasure." And is that about the end of the conversation?
Yeah, I head back into the bar where Matt is waiting for Drake.
So what, are you just gonna get drunk with Matt in the bar now?
I didn't say I was in a drink. I was just heading back that way.
So you're just heading back that way? Okay, Boz is busy all night long. Matt is drinking and probably doesn't care much. Lyric, Drake has gone down into this basement. I'd just like to know, at what point do you do something different than you are doing right now?
He's still down in the basement.
We haven't
Oh,
we,
wait,
we,
wait.
we haven't we haven't switched back to his character yet.
So I might not be actually.
You might
Depends
not
on
be, you're right.
At some point, I would think about that, even during the.
The thing is, you would have no way of knowing. You'd have to stop what you're doing to go over there and leave your metal and all that still hot and all that. So
Okay.
I'm hearing
Off the beat,
I'm hearing like a weird clicking sound from someplace. I don't know where that's exactly coming from. So I mean, I don't know. I
My
don't know.
stuff's brand new.
Well, we still need water anyway, so
Is that
I'll
is
wait
that you,
the-
Lyric, that's making the clicking sound?
I don't hear. I don't.
I
No,
don't
I
hear
think
it
so.
Yeah,
either.
I
I don't know.
It might be between y'all. I'm not sure.
I hope
Oh
that's
yeah,
Let
I
me-
hear
let
it
me,
too now.
I hear like a popping.
It's a popping
Yeah.
noise, yeah. It's a popping noise.
Well, here, let me refresh and see what it is. But
And I think
Oh, I
that's
hear
it.
it now.
It's probably either you or me. So yeah, see
Well,
if
if you can hear it, I doubt it'd be you.
I can't hear it.
I hear it now a lot. Whatever.
I don't think it's my mic.
I have no idea.
Okay, hold on. Just a second before we refresh. Okay, well, whatever it is, I can't hear it anymore. So I'm probably just gonna say that was probably you somehow. So, I mean, what I want to know is, what I want to basically know is, Lyric.
when do we do something to find
Yeah,
out? What it is?
yeah. So I mean, I'm assuming right now maybe like what 25 minutes had passed, maybe say that. Suppose Drake doesn't come back in an hour, 2 hours. Suppose he does not come back tonight. Like at what point through the evening would you do something different than you have just sitting in the bar with Matt?
Well, I would probably say I would give it maybe a few hours, and then I would
Few
go back
hours?
and find
Okay.
Boz and let him know what's going on.
It's
that
already
Drake
like
isn't back, and-
afternoon, evening. Well, it's like afternoon, evening time. I mean, Boz is gonna bust this out real fast. He is that good at what he does. So yeah, you are that good, dude. For real. If you read the
All
backstory,
right. Well,
you're
maybe
amazing.
we'll wait till Boz is done so he can be,
Okay, so you would wait till basically nightfall before you do something.
and hopefully, Drake, we haven't forsaken you.
I'm
find
still
out.
I'm still hearing the cracking popping sound, which is terrible.
I'm gonna reset my mic too. Let's see what
I
happens.
don't hear anything.
You don't hear anything? Well, this might actually be me then.
I hear it.
You hear it?
Yup.
No, I don't hear anything.
I reset my mic.
I'll do it too then.
All right. Oh, I think it's you, Drake. Yeah, as soon as you began touching that.
I heard some popping when you began touching it too.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah, I'm hearing
Uh,
like static
I'm
now
hearing
from you.
static now.
Yeah, something is wrong with your setup, dude. You might have to like
Could
reset
be.
Chrome or something. Yeah. I just like refresh Chrome and maybe we just try that. Yeah. Yeah, that was Dreek.
I'm smithing.
Okay. Okay, he's smithing.
Well, I
Okay.
go
Better?
That's that no,
while
you
we're
yeah.
waiting.
That's much better.
Okay.
Hold on, G. While we're waiting, the guys outside said we needed a ticket to refill our water skins. So I go up to the big man and ask him if I can
Oh, you
get a
hold on.
ticket
You
so I
you're
can.
going up to the big man? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
because I need to get.
once okay, once again I'm you're going up to the big man again, so once again there's a guy right there. I mean, I'm going to take what you just said as being true that you are going to basically wait till boss is done. So you're waiting till nightfall before you are even concerned about Drake. So the big man, once again, the guard stops you, and then you see the big man give a glance at you, and then he says, just nods his head, and then you come on up, and then he gives you the like sit down in the chair next to me, and then what do you say?
Um, the guards outside said in order to get water that I needed to see you.
That is true. It's 10 gold a skin, 200 gold a barrel.
All right. Well, I need a skin then.
Takes out his piece of paper, right? And he looks like he's about to write it. And then he stops for a second. You know, I haven't seen an elf since they ran me out of Oldershire. I used to know an elf. Looked a lot like you. She came
I
in
narrow my eyes at him.
singing the prettiest song I ever did hear. Before long, her clothes were on the floor, and she was selling herself to every Johnny with a couple silver in his pocket. I'm wondering, what will you really do for this skin of water?
I lean closer and I say, "Not that. Do you happen to have a name for this elf that came in here before?"
I called her whore.
That works.
Then he,
And I'm
then he, then
slightly
he,
getting
then you see the big
irritated,
man is
but I'm
slightly
trying not to let
irritated,
him show.
and he actually just writes you out a ticket. And he puts a ticket in his
Hey,
hand.
Graham,
You ever
if I
decide
cast something,
you want
will he
more?
notice?
Yes. I mean, you would have to actually
Okay.
verbally. I mean, bard spells are sang. I don't know if any of them are somatic, which is the S, meaning you actually have to do things with your hands. If you cast a spell right in front of this man, he and his guards, and I don't know if Matt's too drunk to notice, but yes, absolutely, people will notice you casting a spell in front of his face because he's like sitting right across from the table from you. So he writes you out a ticket and he says, "If you ever want more, just a skin of water, come on back to me." And he hands you the ticket to go. And you only wanted one water skin, right, to refill your one empty.
Right.
He gives you his water. He gives you the water skin. Okay, and that's basically what you do, other than just sitting down there. All right.
Well, I'm thinking of a plan in my head, but I go take my ticket to the guards and
Absolutely. You go. You get your
fill
water.
my skin.
I mean, it's no big deal. You go. You get your water and all that. So now we will switch back to Mr. Drake. And Drake, as soon as you enter this room, you are engulfed in blackness, and the door just shuts behind you, all by itself. And you hear a clicking sound, like the door is now locked. You all of a sudden see these candles just light up, one at a time, down the hallway, leading down. What do you do?
I'll need that sigh, and then I'll just walk forward.
You're gonna walk forward through it?
Yeah.
Yep. As you begin to walk forward, you begin to hear awful screams. Hideous, hideous screams.
Okay, I'll remember
And
that.
you believe immediately them to be the screams of a woman. And she is in desperate need. She sounds like she is literally begging for her life. You walk down the corridor. I am hearing some echo, by the way, again. And at this point, you reach a turn. You can go left, or you can go right.
Okay, which way are the screams coming from?
It's pretty easy to tell. The screams are coming from the left.
Okay, well,
I'm assuming by you taking this hesitation, you're just standing there and you're actually your character is actually hesitating itself right now.
like, how close to death does she sound?
You've heard the screams of death before, Drake. I mean, they echo in your dreams. You've killed many, many a people,
All right,
and
then
you
my
know
character
what kind of screams these are.
definitely rushed down towards the left.
You rush down towards the left. Okay. Well, one, it is still very dark. These candles don't provide you with a lot of lighting, and two, you do not have low light vision or anything like that. But it doesn't take you very long. The floor is basically dirt, so you don't really trip on anything. There are no rocks in the way, nothing like that. But you come across a pretty ghastly scene. Yeah. It's absolutely and completely hideous. And what you see is a woman, naked. And once again, I am picking up like weird echo. I don't know who is giving me the echo or whatever. But yeah.
I'm muting myself when I'm not talking,
Yeah.
so that can't be me.
Yeah, I don't know where it's coming from, and I'm still hearing the clicking, popping sound. Anyway,
Hold on.
she is strung up from the ceiling, and she is naked, and she is literally covered in blood. There's another woman you realize, and she's on kind of a bench, and she is literally mutilated, cut into different parts, and she is already quite dead. There is the same man that you saw before. The same man in black robes, and you notice that religious symbol once again behind his neck, around his neck. He is carrying a whip in one hand, and he has a dagger in the other. And you can tell that both the whip and the dagger are laced with blood. He immediately sees you and turns to you. He says, "What are you doing in here? Why do you disturb me?"
And I'll say, what in the nine hells is going on here?
"Don't disturb my work. Leave me." And then he motions for you to go. And then he whips her again. And you hear her
As he
awful screams.
turned his back, I'm gonna charge him.
You're going to charge the guy? Drake,
Yep.
there is something you did not realize. There was actually a shadow in this room.
Okay.
A shadowy figure. It was actually standing right next to the man. You could not notice it. It actually reaches out to touch you as you charge the man. Yep, you have to go ahead and make a saving throw versus spell. So,
All right. So just a d20.
yep. That is a fail.
Someone's gonna die.
That is a fail. And 1 second. Hold on a minute. 1 second, my friend. Yep, here we go. And Drake, what is your current HP at? Because you did roll at the beginning.
Added 9, so I think it's
34?
that full. I'm not sure.
Absolutely. Fail your saving throw. Take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
You go down to 28 and 1 second. Drake, you immediately feel another impact to your person as this thing reaches out to touch you. You feel a numbing sensation in your mind, in your head. You have lost 1 point of intellect.
All right.
So now you go down to, I believe you go down to 9.
Yep.
Let's see. down to 9. Okay, and now you charge the guy.
Alright. I'm gonna sword out as I'm charging. And I'm gonna dump everything into Reckless Abandon.
Go ahead.
So let's see. That gives me charge bonus of 1, and then plus 4, 12.
That is absolutely massive. That is definitely that's gonna be
Someone's gonna
double
die.
that's gonna be double critical.
Okay. So 2d12, 3d12?
Yeah, absolutely. That is double critical. You are gonna it's 3d12 plus 12. It is huge. You hit him for 29 damage.
Massacred. Maybe.
We'll see.
I hope for
And
you.
the guy is utterly and totally slashed, and you realize, and he just immediately slumps to the ground. And then, I think at this point, we should roll for initiative. 1d10. Two.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, sir. You go first.
What do I see?
You see the shadow kind of hovering behind you.
Does it look palpable? Like, if I were to try and hit it, would I?
You don't know until you actually try, Drake.
I'm going to. Can I see anything on the guy I just killed?
I mean, you see the religious symbol around his neck. You see the robes. I mean, both the whip and the dagger he was holding are now on the ground.
All right. I'm gonna grab the religious symbol and command the shadow to stop.
That's your turn?
Yep.
Nothing happens.
Oh well.
And now the guy
Let's try.
reaches out to touch you again. Go ahead and make
fine.
another saving throw versus spell. That's a fail. You take another 6 points of damage. You go to 22.
Alright.
And this time, once again, you feel another numbing sensation in your mind. You have
Alright,
lost
and
yet one more point of intellect.
I guess I'll try to hit the thing with my sword.
Okay, absolutely. Go ahead. Roll to hit.
Can I charge it?
You're too close. Charge has to be 5 yards. It's right next to you.
Alright. That's fine. I'll do all reckless abandon.
Okay, go ahead. 25. That is going to be a single crit, sir.
Am I at half health yet?
No, you were actually, with your new bonus to health and everything and going up, you were actually pretty high up there. So, yeah, you were at full, and then I added the top to that because you remember Boz in the last episode very smartly healed you.
There we go.
You do 27 damage to the Wraith. I'm sorry, the Shadow. Okay. And now it's his turn. He reaches out and touches you yet again. Go ahead and make a saving throw versus spell.
Alright, come on, game. Wow.
You fail your saving throw. So, once again, this time you only take 3 points of damage. So now you go to 18.
Is that half health?
No, I don't believe so. No, you're still 1 point off. If you were at 17, bloody fighting would be engaged, but you're still 1 point
Okay.
off. He touches you yet again, of course, and let's see what happens this time. Drake, you feel a chilling sensation go through your body. Yeah, you have lost actually 1 point of strength.
Okay, that's at 18 still because I have the gloves.
Yep, I mean it doesn't severely impact your rolls right now. And let me see. I believe it's your turn, sir.
Can I move back and charge him? Or what?
It will open you up to... I mean, you can move back slowly, but it would actually take you 2 turns of moving back.
All right.
Because unless you wanted to turn around, which would open you up to an attack of hey boss, no. Turn around and then run away and then try to see if you can charge him, but it's going to open you up to an opportunity attack, or should I say an opportunity touch.
I'll just keep swinging.
Touch of opportunity.
That is not going to do it, sir.
All right.
All right, and once again, he reaches out to touch you again. Saving throw versus spell.
There we go.
Yep, absolutely. You still take 2 points of damage, and you go to 16, but there is no other roll. There is no other effect.
All right. Let's see if we can hit him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is a single crit.
And I get bloody fighting, so 3d12.
3d12 for bloody fighting? No. It's 1d12. It's 1d12.
Plus a single crit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, 31. And you just, at this point, see this, like, shadow just vanish, like, right before your eyes. It just disappears.
Right here.
I think at this point, I think at this point I can stop the battle music.
Ghostbuster break.
Who you gonna call?
All right.
What at this point do you do?
I'm gonna get the woman down and
Okay.
try to treat her wounds as best as I can with my knowledge.
So you basically what? You cut her down off the top with maybe what, your dagger or whatever? I mean, she's actually shackled. It's not actually rope.
Okay, well then I'm gonna check the guy, see if he has a key.
I mean, do not see any kind of key on him per se. You don't see any kind of. I mean, you see his religious symbol. You see his dagger. You see his whip. Basically, don't see anything else. I mean, what do you want to do at this point?
Can I look around the room to see if there's a key?
I mean,
Is
you
she still conscious?
can definitely. At this point, no, she is not conscious.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna look around the room really quick to see if there's a key that I can get her down.
Okay. Well, what exactly? Can I just be more specific? I mean, what exactly do you do to search around the room? I mean, obviously you see the table. You see a woman basically cut up and mutilated on the table. You see another woman that's strung up. You see a bunch of weird shit. And when I say weird shit, this shit is pretty weird. I mean, you literally see eyeballs in jars, spider legs. You see a bunch of very unusual stuff in jars. You see a jar just filled with slime, what looks to be just slime. I mean, do you begin like rooting around in things or touching things, or do you just look at things?
I'm just gonna look.
If you just look, you do not see anything.
Do I notice anything that might be like obstructing?
Be more specific. I don't know. I mean,
Like
there are things in front of things. There are things on top of things.
Can I look behind things?
Do you want to actually move the thing?
Not really.
Well, I mean, if something is on top of something, I mean, you know, you'd actually have to physically like move it or something.
All right. Well, I'm gonna while she's upside down, I'm gonna try to.
Well, she's not upside down. She's right side up. She's like.
Oh well, I'm gonna.
And she's naked. You can see her breasts clearly exposed. You see the painful marks all over her. It's not that kind of sight there, Boz. I know what you're thinking.
How big are they?
They're well. I mean, let's face it.
Good thing the paladin isn't here.
Oh boy. Okay, we're rolling for breast size now. Here we go. Let's see. To be fair, I'll roll 2d20. How about that? And hold on. Here we go.
One's bigger than the other.
Okay, it is a 36. It's a 36D. So yeah, she's huge.
Wow.
Yeah, they're massive, but they're also covered in blood. So it's not that kind of thought. It's not what you're thinking. Okay.
You don't know his character.
Grab some...
Bloody fighting.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab some cloth.
From where?
Or just like off my shirt.
You don't have a shirt, dude. Take a look at your picture on.
Barbarian?
Yeah, you're
It's like
take
a
a.
loincloth, huh?
All right, then I'll tear off some of the guy's robe.
Okay, you begin tearing off his robe. As you reach down to
Bow, chicka,
begin
wow,
tearing.
wow.
Yeah, okay. He's stripping this guy. No, I'm not gonna
No,
roll for penis size of this really creepy
I'm
guy.
just tearing
This
off
would
a
be
piece of
nasty.
his robe.
Okay. Okay, you as you reach down to tear off a piece of his robe, you notice there is another shadow that seems to be
Yeah.
almost coming out of this man's body. This man who you have just slain. And once again, you reach down and it reaches up to touch you. And
You make a
you saving throw versus spell. Absolutely, you save that. And you only take 1 point of damage, so now you're at 15.
What kind of position is it in?
It's right next to you. You bent down to get it, and all of a sudden this thing just reached out, almost from the guy's body to touch you.
Yeah, so it's still down in the body, right?
It's part way out at this point because it had a
Alright,
whole
well, I'm
move
just gonna-
turn. It had a whole move turn as well. So
Part way out? Well,
It's
part
pretty
way
much
out.
It's out.
I'm
yeah.
still standing above it, and I'm gonna take my
You
sword.
bent
and...
down to rip the thing because it's on the ground, and you have to bend all the way down because you're 6'5", so you're like down on your knee and stuff, trying to tear the thing off, and then it reaches out to grab you. You're not all the way up.
All right.
I mean, you want to get up, you can get up with your move action from this turn.
Can I jump back?
You
How
can
about that?
you can disengage for sure. I mean, and what you do is you basically move at half speed and you back up, which doesn't allow an attack of opportunity. But I mean,
All right,
you have to think about it as well. I mean, it gets a turn right after you, and it gets to move just like you do.
Yeah, but can I hold an action after I do that?
You want to disengage and hold an action?
Yeah. Use my move to jump back and disengage, and then hold an action.
Sure. What is your hold action?
I'm gonna get ready to swing my sword at it.
Okay, no problem. You hold action, and yep, once again, you jump back, and immediately it goes for you again. So go ahead and roll your attack. 14. That is not going to do it, sir. And it reaches out to touch you. Go ahead and make your saving throw versus spell.
Everyone has a wide back count.
11. I think that does save for you, right, Drake?
Yep.
That does save, so. But you do take 5 points of damage. So you are now.
So what am I at?
You are at 10, sir.
Hmm.
And it once again is your turn again.
All right. Well, can I swing at it and then keep moving back?
You wanna swing and then disengage and move back,
Mm-hmm.
or you want to do it in the you want to swing and disengage and move back? Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Okay.
$27? Yes. Yes, absolutely. I think that. Hold on. Yeah, I think that is actually a double crit.
Does this thing have to save against death?
It's not corporeal. I mean, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't have a head for you to decapitate. It doesn't have arms for you to cut off. It's not corporeal. You immediately, when you're swinging your sword, you realize your sword is actually just kind of going right through this thing. Like, it's not.
So, hold
it's
on.
not bleeding. There's no blood on your sword. This is a very. I mean, you know, that's what you've realized from the other one to this one.
All right.
So I mean. Absolutely. You slash it, and immediately you see it kind of dissipate and then reform. But it's actually a little bit smaller now. That's what you realize. And you jump back. Once again, it reaches out, touches you again. Saving throw versus spell again. D20. I think that is a save.
That is definitely a save.
But you take 6 points of damage. So you
What am I at now?
You are now at 4.
All right. Could I jump back and then charge?
No, if you would open yourself up to. Well, you can do that if you want. You can basically turn around and you will get the 15 feet, right? But as you turn your back, it would then be allowed to get an attack of opportunity or a touch of opportunity in the situation.
I don't know. This seems like there's no really other way to get out of this. So I'm just gonna swing and move back again.
Okay, go ahead. That, yes, absolutely. That is a hit. That is a crit. A single crit. That you rolled 3d12. Oh yeah, bloody fighting. Absolutely. You hit this thing and it immediately just it vanishes right before your eyes.
That was fucking intense.
He vanishes right before your eyes. It is gone. And I think we can just stop the battle music right there. Okay. Drake, what do you do at this point?
I'm gonna go back and clean up the woman.
Okay, so you begin what? Trying to put like your dressings on her or stuff like that?
Yeah.
You notice she is dead. She is not breathing.
Alright. Then I'm gonna leave. And I'm gonna go ignore. Oh wait, I'm gonna clean my wounds up.
You're gonna clean your wounds up? Your wounds are pretty staggering, dude. You've got, I mean, you don't actually have physical wounds, but like you see your skin almost feels weirdly wrinkled for some reason. And you're not even sure why. Like, it feels almost kind of leathery. Like, it's weird, because before, of course, you know, your skin was scarred up from all your battles and whatever, but it didn't feel the way it does. It feels strangely saggy almost right now.
Like an old man.
Alright.
Ah, very astute of you there, Matt. I think Matt almost is like, he says like the most uncanny things, and I hope people catch on. He actually says some really smart things in game. I mean, it's almost like he has ESP about what's happening.
I do.
Then I'm gonna just go back to the door. Back the way I came.
It does not open.
Okay, but I can knock on it.
Go ahead.
Well,
You knock on the door?
actually, I'm gonna have my dagger behind my back
Okay.
and knock on the door.
Nothing happens.
Alright, and I'll go back, since there's not really any other way to go, and I'll go to the wizard.
Well, you finally go right? Okay.
Yeah.
Once
Is there
again,
any other direction I can go?
I mean, you don't know. You really didn't search like thoroughly the other side. But
Well, I mean,
you've already said you go back to that passage and then you turn right. So we're gonna go with that. You turned right, you come in, and once again, it doesn't take you very long. You basically get there, and then you see another man, eerily similarly dressed in black robes. You do not notice a religious symbol though. But what you do see are very long fingernails. You notice this man, he doesn't manicure, you know. He doesn't go to the salon very often. It's not very good treatments or anything. Like, you notice he is, and then he turns to you and says, "What do you want?" Funny how the screams have stopped. I've become so accustomed to them.
It is interesting. I heard them too. Made me stop for a while and wonder what was going on.
Maybe I should check on my brother.
Hmm.
See if he's alright.
Well, would you really want to disturb him? He's gonna know something.
So true. He hates being disturbed.
Yes, he does.
Tell me, what have you come here for?
I came to see if you had any magical items that might be of use for us.
No,
Me and my companions.
no. What do you really desire? No one comes all this way to the wastelands to find me, to look for magical items. You can go to any magic shop, any wizard, and get those. What did you really come here for? What do you really desire?
Came for the the power to complete my goals.
You seek power. so
the right kind of
strange.
power.
Normally, people come to me and they seek revenge, the death of another, or the love of a woman, or sometimes even the love of a man. You seek power, and then
When
at
he
this
says the
point,
death of another,
at this point, you see him, and he begins to cast the spell. You, Drake, you are allowed a saving throw versus spell if you wish to take it.
sure, I'll try one.
Well, let's
Why
see.
not?
No, you fail. Immediately, you feel this sensation in your mind, and it's very uncomfortable. It's not painful, but you almost feel like there's something crawling through your head into your mind. And at this point, he says, "You seek fame. You seek glory. What if I told you that before the moon rises full again in the sky, you will be the most famous warrior in all the land, and that every man, woman, and child from Haven's Grace to the Maloran Isles will know the name Drake. They shall have your name on their lips. And all
Hmm.
I ask is one little thing in return.
And what would that be? Because there's always a price.
Just one drop." And then all of a sudden you see him just, and out of nowhere there appears this dagger. "Just one drop of your blood."
And what will
And
me
then he
getting the
and
one
then he
drop do?
literally just reaches out. Reaches out towards you as if he. What do you do?
I'm gonna kind of pull my hand back before he can get to me, and
He's
say,
not
and
he's
what
not
will the
reaching he's not reaching out towards you like that, Drake. He's not reaching out to attack you. He's not reaching out towards you to stab you. He's just holding it out with his hand. And he says, "Just one drop."
and I'm gonna say, what does just one drop do?
Does it matter? How many have you
Mm,
killed? How many slaves have you put to the sword? How much blood and death is there in your life? What is one more drop to get everything you ever desire? Is that not why you're here? Why you've come? You didn't come for potions. You didn't come for magic items. You came to fulfill the dream of your life, and I offer it to you for one drop.
hmm,
Drake, you don't have infinite time. I'm not going to let you
yeah, I
sit here
know,
for
but
10
this is a
minutes and
very
decide.
difficult decision. I'm gonna say, and if I don't want this, if I decide not to give the drop, then what?
Then be gone with you.
All right, and I'll leave.
Yep. So you turn your back on him. As you
Yeah.
turn your back on him, he immediately reaches out with his fingernails and touches you. And you immediately notice there's a slight pain and that there is blood on the tips of his fingers. And then you notice in his other hand he just and there's like this small potion bottle. And he takes the blood and he just puts one little drop into the potion bottle and the entire bottle turns red as if it's filled with blood.
Okay.
"Thank you, dear sir." And now you see him begin to cast the spell.
What kind of spell?
You don't know.
Can I try to stop him?
I mean, you can roll to hit him, but then he will get a reflex saving throw to see if he gets his spell off before you hit him. I mean, you could also try to grab him. I mean, there are a lot of different things you can try to do at this point to
And
stop him or whatever, but he will get a saving throw to see if he can complete it before it's done.
I'll try to grab him, I guess.
You're grabbing him, you're grabbing the bottle, are you grabbing the dagger that was in his hand? What are you doing?
I'm gonna grab one arm with one hand, And the other
You
arm.
cannot make two grab motions in the same thing. You're either grabbing one
Cuddle.
thing or you're grabbing.
How?
Okay. Drake wants to cuddle with this guy.
I'm trying to grab one arm.
That for
and then
the
other
cuddling.
arm.
Please go over to D&D Lite XXX. So please.
Actually, I think I'm trying to
What a
grab
chill
one arm like
yeah.
this, and then the other arm like
I'm
this.
not gonna. I mean, it's still gonna be the same grab motion. So
Then I'm
roll
gonna
to hit
tackle
and
him.
grab him.
We can do a children's version with balloon weapons.
Then I'm gonna tackle him down.
You're gonna hit roll for knockdown. Go ahead
Yes.
and try to hit him with the knockdown.
All right, let me see.
Good luck.
We're rooting for you.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
You leave him spill his potion if you knock him down.
Now, am I charging my? How far away?
You're not that far away, Drake. You're in the same room, and this room is actually pretty small.
All right.
Hold on, we
Good
have
job.
like. Yep, absolutely. That is gonna hit. I think. Hold on a minute. Yeah, you are actually gonna double critical him. So go ahead and roll for double crit, and I think it's like 4 times. Well,
Wait.
Lyric, you're yeah. She's gone, but I'm now getting a ton load of echo.
Yeah, she's gone, but I'm now getting a ton of echo.
Oh, I am.
Hold on 1 second. She's left for some reason. 1 sec.
As soon as he went.
I know, right?
Ain't that awesome? That way.
Do you two have the same headset?
No, she has a nice little purple one, so it's actually really nice.
Yeah, I mean, besides the color.
No.
All right. So what am I rolling to crit for this double crit?
It's bloody fighting plus a double crit, so that's actually gonna be, what is that? 4d12 plus all your modifiers.
Is he still at 3 hit points or something?
He's at 4. Wow, you hit this guy
Good
for
job.
40. Holy moly!
Good job.
With a knockdown?
I mean, I'm knocking him down with my sword.
Full mount type stuff here.
He's gonna be in a coma.
Yeah, absolutely. You obliterate him. You literally swing through him, and you see the sword literally just cut right through his chest. You see the potion bottle that looked like it was full of blood fall to the ground and splatter on the ground. And then you
didn't
see just
finish
his,
his
and you just see his longing eyes. Then he is dead.
All right. Well, since I saw the other wraith come out of his body, I'm gonna just get my sword ready, and I'm gonna be ready to, swing down as hard as I can if I see anything start to rise up out of his corpse.
And very smartly of you, yes. Moments after he dies, you slice through him, you see another wraith coming out of his body. Drake, you said you held action. Go ahead. Roll to hit on the wraith.
Do I get any bonuses since it's on the ground coming out and I'm standing up, getting ready?
Not really. This is not a normal human being. It's not like you can... No. It's not a normal human being. It's an incorporeal being. You're going to slash through it, and you're just going to see like a puff of smoke no matter where you hit, or no matter what happens if you hit it. It's not like
Right.
It's not like you have a combat advantage like with a person kneeling on the ground or something. It's not like that.
Bam.
Good job.
30. Yep. You are absolutely going to hit that wraith.
You're rolling like a champion.
1 second.
Oh, sweet. This is it's pretty intense.
You're alone.
Yep. I'm alone with like 6 hit points.
4.
Oh,
Right.
even
Absolutely.
less.
Go ahead. Go ahead and roll
I
your
don't think-
damage on that.
Pretty scary.
I honestly don't think I'll make it, but whatever. All right. So how much is that? What kind of crit?
I mean, you got bloody fighting engaged. I think you have hit a double crit, so that's actually bloody fighting and the double crit, so that's actually 4. That's 4d12 plus 11. 46.
And the audience stands up and applauds.
You mean the girl?
Okay.
The
Anybody.
giant boobs.
And now the thing reaches out to touch you.
Giant boobs.
Go ahead and make your saving throw versus spell, Drake. That is a fail. You
Shit.
take another 3 points of damage. You are down to 1.
1 HP?
He is
Yep.
down to 1 HP, yes. And let's see what exactly happens here.
Do or die.
Drake, you immediately feel an impact to yourself again. Like, strangely enough, you find that you can't move as well as you did before. In game terms, you have lost 1 point of dexterity.
Okay.
And at the end of round, Drake, you also notice there is another wraith standing at the doorway now.
Bum, bum.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna let out the biggest yell I can. I'm gonna charge. I'm gonna just swing at the last wraith.
At the last wraith, or the one you were?
No,
the one that just touched
the
you?
one I've been swinging at.
Okay, go ahead, swing at him.
And I'm gonna give myself a hero's death.
Absolutely, you hit it. You don't just hit it. Hold on. That is a double crit as well with bloody fighting. Yep, absolutely. You swing and the thing just, and you just see it disperse, and you know it is gone.
Get out of there.
Now the
Yeah,
wraith.
there's a wraith in the door.
Yep. Well, if you remember, Drake, there was one more person that died. So, anyway, so now that wraith comes towards you. It's actually even got your back and everything. So, but it just reaches out to touch you. Go ahead and make your saving throw versus spell. 6. That is a fail. Drake, you take 2 points of damage. You fall unconscious and you go to -1.
Okay.
And not sure it matters too much, but you actually, when the wraith actually touches you, you notice actually something strange happening to your face. Like, your face is already kind of disfigured and fucked up from being hit, but you have actually lost 1 point of charisma.
Hi, you ugly.
Well, he wasn't very pretty before, Matt. He wasn't very pretty before.
Really?
I think no. He actually had a
not the grandest
huge
thing that I've
gash,
ever
like
seen.
across his face, a scar across his face.
Oh.
So he wasn't
Some
very
chicks
pretty
dig
before.
that.
You know what? A long time ago that used to be true, like 17th century when there was a lot of dueling. It was
True.
considered very courageous for a man to have a scar on his face. It means he got it during dueling. But these days, no. They want you smooth and babyface, man. So, Drake, you fall.
I guess I'm
you fall. You fall unconscious. In the evil twins' basement here, their dungeon.
Now I did let out a big courageous roar. Would that have been loud enough for anyone to hear?
Probably
Yeah, can I
not.
get a roll for that? Or
You're all the way in the forge. You're across the street and everything.
I have
But I'm in the bar.
Matt and Lyric are in the bar.
What do you dwarf?
Yeah.
I mean, I told you guys I don't fix rolls. And if you do something like ring a gong or, you take on a bad fight,
It was what my
You
dad
didn't-
would have
you-
done.
yeah. No,
Is
and
it,
you, and you,
is it
you
at the
went out.
time where
you
we
went
can
out
go
like a
look
hero,
for him
bro.
now?
You
yeah.
went out like a hero. And I
He's
and
not
I
dead
and
yet.
Yeah,
he is
you're
a-
unconscious.
the thing is, Lyric, you also said that you would wait till nightfall before you did anything. If you
I'm
do
saying,
not
is
if
it
you do
time
not
for-
recall that, you did not say I'm going to get him in half an hour. I'm going to get him in an hour. You said you would wait till nightfall. And Boz is out there. He's banging on steel. Matt is drunk in the bar. And let's
I
face
probably
it,
wouldn't care
no.
much.
exactly, no one
Is
else is
it
going
about
down
the
there.
time though where nightfall should be coming and I should be
Not
like going to
really.
get
I
longer?
mean, Drake maybe was in there, what, an hour? I mean, he slashed these things to death in, 2 hits? That does not take hours. I told you guys flat out I don't fix rolls, and if you do something like
Yeah,
ring a
yeah.
gong or whatever.
So now that
Now we're gonna switch, and I'm sorry about this, Drake. You know, Dylan, I think you're awesome, but I mean,
I mean, I
Plus,
killed
you,
what?
you didn't even. Well, actually, you killed everything.
I killed 4 wraiths. Well,
So at
and
this
2.
point-
No, that you killed 2 wraiths and you killed the 2 guys. The woman, incidentally, she was bleeding out from the last whip strap, so she actually died to spawn the last wraith.
So
Yeah.
So
only
yeah,
the
so,
wraith was there to finish you off, right?
Yeah, there's one. Basically, yeah, there's one. There was one
Because
left.
No, there were 3
dead,
wraiths.
and the other
The one that was in the
dead.
corner originally, then the one that came from the guy's corpse, then the one that came from the other guy's corpse.
And the one that
There
came
came
from the
2
woman.
from each corpse.
Anyway.
Right?
No, it was very courageous of you, dude. Lyric,
Being in the bar,
Boz,
did I hear
okay.
the scream?
you did not hear shit. Okay, Lyric, Boz, you finish up with your armor, right? It fits you magnificently. You took armor that was basically designed for a short man, okay? And you designed it almost perfectly sculpted to your body. I don't think there is a finer
course.
work that could have been done.
Indeed
And you walk out, you were on your plate armor. You just what? Put your bone armor on your horse, or what do you do?
Yeah, I put it on my horse for now.
Okay, so you put the bone armor on your horse. The plate mail on yourself. Let me adjust this for you.
All right. Also about my attack bonus. I don't know if you've seen in the chat. I typed my attack bonus and everything went up because I leveled up. Did my attack bonus go up since I leveled up? By the way.
No, not really. We don't do levels
Okay.
on attack bonus. I mean, you're gonna have to basically
Sweet.
pick up gear, and
Okay.
you know that's the primary way. Like Lyric just picked up those gloves. It actually boosted her attack because she got more dex. If you stack strength, you will eventually get more power. So,
Okay.
at this point, I mean, what have we been going for? We've been going for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I know you guys are kind of drained. I mean, we'll get to what happens when Boz gets back to the bar, and with his
I'm
new
heading
shiny
straight
armor,
there.
and then
I'm heading
we'll
straight to
hit
the bar to
basically
show
like the
off.
threshold that
All right,
Lyric
so we're gonna
said.
take a break.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take a break.
Did you get my message earlier, G?
What was that message? Sorry.
Scroll down and look, or scroll up and look.
Scroll up. Sorry. I see a good job
Well,
from
if we're gonna-
Boz.
If we're gonna take a break, you can look at it on break.
You could
Hello.
yes, you could absolutely do that. You could absolutely
right.
say yeah, and you could absolutely do that because you can
All right.
mask it. Okay. So
right.
at this point, we're gonna be back in a little bit, guys.